Hi everybody, I'm Ashley with Ashley Unexpected, and I'm so honored that Emily and Fluky Pixels invited me to be a guest blogger. Well, in my case, it's a vlog, obviously. I was super happy when Emily and I got connected. I've been following her for a while, and I really enjoy seeing the journey of what she's doing with her blog. So I was super excited, and I jumped at the opportunity. Thinking about what Emily does, supporting women, centered around women with entrepreneurship and lifestyle, I was really excited because I feel like what she does and what I do kind of run the same course. I am a storyteller, and I want to share my story with you guys about how entrepreneurship actually saved me. So, a long story short, entrepreneurship was something that I found myself in as my divorce was happening, as my marriage was crumbling. I was in a marriage in my early 20s that turned out to not be what I had thought I was getting myself into. And I was a stay-at-home wife, so I had a husband who made enough money and didn't want me working. And at the time, I was totally game for that because the plan was to have kids and raise them, be a stay-at-home mom. But that didn't happen, thank goodness. And I had found myself needing to exit my marriage. And I did not have money saved. I didn't have, the credit cards and everything. And so I found myself in a situation where I needed to leave, and I didn't know what I was going to do because there was a big gap in my resume. Luckily, my parents allowed me to move back in with them, but I found myself in a situation where I had bills to pay because I'm an adult. I had, college to pay back and a car payment and, a phone and everything else that every other adult has with no income. But that's when I realized I have a skill, and entrepreneurship and my desire to succeed allowed me to not get into debt, allowed me to tie myself over and figure out the odds, the ins and the outs of how I could rebuild my life. So entrepreneurship helped me pay my bills. It allowed me to find my voice, to connect with people, and to build something that no one can take credit for. So the first on that is it allowed me to pay my bills. I'm a photographer, and I had that skill, and people were willing to pay me for that skill. So I started slinging those photo shoots because that was going to be my income, because I walked away with the clothes that I had, basically. And that was my saving grace. My parents provided shelter, but let's just think about, sometimes I find myself thinking about, if I didn't have the family that I had, and if I didn't have photography, things could have been so bad. What happens when you don't have a place to go, you don't have any money, you don't have food? I could have been living in my car. And photography and my parents made sure that that didn't happen. It gives me a voice. Having this skill and being an entrepreneur, it has allowed me to find my voice, because at that time, everything I thought that I knew flipped upside down, and I was in a position that I never thought that I would be in. So I didn't really know who I was, because I used to be this person's wife. I used to be the caretaker and, the homemaker, and then that was gone. And so who am I? What do I want out of life? And how am I going to figure that out? Well, photography allows me to tell stories. So it allowed me to connect with people. And at that time in my life, it's very sad for me to think about it, but I lost not only my marriage and my ex-husband, I lost him, but I lost my friends. I'm from a small town, and apparently people don't really know how to not pick sides. And he is settled there. And I settled once, I wasn't going to settle again. I was moving out of that town, and when I decided to do that and make the choices that I needed to for myself, I lost a lot of people along the way. But once again, my family was there, and once again, photography was a bridge to connect myself with my clients, and those clients have become lifelong friends. So those connections are so important to me, and that's what entrepreneurship gave me in addition to that. I built my photography business by myself. I took classes, I connected, I marketed, I branded, I went out there, I met those people, I took the pictures, I edited them, I had that experience, and I am proud of that. I love that. That has saved me more times than not. And when I left my husband, I was told that I would never see the world. I would never amount to anything because he is what was important. I was not. Now, not everybody said that, but there were people who did. And my business is something that I did without anybody's help. And now I'm living a creative life full of happiness and connections and creating memories and capturing those for so many families that they can always look back on that experience and have joy. And I look back on all of my photo shoots with so much joy because I connected with them and they connected with me. They allowed me into their hearts and into their homes and into their lives. And that is something that I have built with my clients. It's not anything anyone else could take credit for. So when I look back on that point in time in my life and I look at where I am now, I realize that if you have a dream and you have a passion and you put your heart and soul into it, you can get a lot back, sometimes more than you think. I originally started photography just for some extra cash during my marriage. But that hobby turned into a lifesaver. So I'll just leave you with a few things. One, don't let anyone tell you you can't do anything. You are amazing, you are strong, you are smart, and if you believe you can do it, I believe you can do it. And when you believe that you can't, there is someone out there who believes that you can. 2, you are amazing on your own 2 feet. There is no one in this world that you need to fulfill you. You're awesome. And you can do it, whatever that may be, whether that's going to college, whether that's landing that job, whether that is starting your own business or just growing up. You can do it. And there are people out there that are willing to help, so take them up on the offer. There are so many hidden connections in this world that can come to you at any moment. And I think that that's what Emily and Fluky Pixels and Ashley Unexpected have become. So thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to dive into Fluky Pixels and your audience. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. And don't forget, you're amazing and you can do anything you set your mind to. Have a great day, you guys.